So my questions are really very simple. Means yeah, it's very easy to start your journey as a beginner. But why it happens after reaching at some point, like at intermediate level, why it's really very hard to enhance your level, I can say.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I have never been asked this question before, even by English learners. So there can be many reasons why one is stagnant at intermediate level. And I think the first and foremost reason is he, okay, let me just think
Yeah.
about it because there are many reasons. Yeah, so when we are starting, when we are just starting from the very beginning, it's very easy to learn basic grammar rules, basic
Yes.
English words, and we tend to pick it up really fast. Like in 1 month or 2 months, we tend to go from very basic to uh, below intermediate or intermediate. Then we tend to, become stagnant. We don't see any progress, even though we put in extra time and effort into it. We don't hardly see any progress. And actually, it is how supposed to be. It's very natural to feel stagnant at that level because this is the point where it is starting to get tough. Because after that, everything is tough. So it's going to take some time. It is supposed to be taking some extra time, but people tend to give up at this point because they don't see the progress. They don't notice any good results. But if
In so many cases, most of the learners they face these kind of problems like they are stuck at only
yeah, yeah,
intermediate level. Now they are not able to elevate their level of speaking.
yeah, I'm getting to that. So first of all, they have to keep working on that level because it is supposed to take some time, but people are not patient at that level. They think, oh, it's enough. They cannot break through that phase of intermediate. But if one is learning consistently for a few months, I think he's going to break that cycle and become fluent in English because after intermediate level, everything is like a little bit advanced. So naturally, it's going to take some time for you to achieve that, achieve fluency. And second reason is that when they reach intermediate level, they are still learning as if they are beginner. So when you reach
Yes, yes.
intermediate level, you have to change your learning style. You have to strategize your way. Like you have to start learning advanced words, advanced English rules, and you have to start
Yes, sir, you are
talking about.
absolutely right. Actually, most of the time, I think just because of not having that proper guidance, because
Yeah,
we know in order to start our journey as a beginner we have to learn the basic thing like tenses and prepositions and modals. After that we can start our journey as a beginner. But after reaching at some point when it comes to enhance or elevate our level of speaking, then we feel like that we get stuck at some point and we don't find anything, any proper guidance. So, what
yeah,
kind of thing you would like to suggest any intermediate level of learner to elevate his or her
yeah. So
English journey?
when
Because
you,
I'm also facing these kind of problems these days.
yeah, so when someone reaches intermediate level, when someone has achieved intermediate level, he should start learning English differently. He should engage in conversation that is a little bit out of comfort zone. He should start talking about something different, not the same thing like how are you, how was your day. He has to stop talking about a lot of variety of things, and he has to put his English level to the test. And so when you are talking about variety of things, you realize that, oh, you are not able to talk about this, you are not able to talk about this, and based on that, try to learn new words, try to learn new English rules. And actually, another reason why someone gets stuck in intermediate level is that they are not self-aware of their mistakes they are making. They are not self-aware. So I talk to a lot of students, and what I see that they have this wrong idea about themselves. They think, oh, I'm not making any mistakes. I'm using appropriate words. Everything is good because they are able to talk about certain things. But as an as an English tutor, I see they have a lot of problems. They use words inappropriately. They use grammar rule uh, not in context. They use grammar rule like inappropriately. They don't use in context. So if someone tells them to, if someone tells them that you are making this and this mistakes, I think they can, break that phase really fast.
Yeah, I think most of the time, a learner when he doesn't accept her mistake, his or her mistakes, then these kind of things happens. And as well as when your confidence turns into overconfidence, then things are going to be really very difficult for us to tackle out
Yeah, yeah,
when we don't
because you,
embrace our mistakes.
and let me tell you about myself. Actually, I'm really self-aware of my English level. uh, I'm very mindful of words and rules coming out of my mouth. So whenever I make mistakes, I tend to realize it immediately, and I tend to fix it. I tend to try to, not make the same mistakes again and again. So this is the problem with a lot of people when they reach intermediate level. And as we know, at intermediate level, we make a lot of mistakes. We are still making a lot of mistakes. We Our English speaking skills need to be improved in many ways, but we are not self-aware about it. We don't have any idea like where we are lacking. So you have to introspect about your English level. You have to, uh, you know, you have to uh, realize yourself, realize about your English level. And the way you can do is by recording your videos. Try to record your video and speak speak especially impromptu, without any preparation. Just speak about anything and see where you are lacking. So when you record your video and see after that, you tend to realize a lot of things. You see, oh, you are mispronouncing words, you are using words incorrectly, you are not using grammar rules appropriately. So I think this is the best way to break that phase.
Yes, sir, you are absolutely right. And even most of the time what we do just because of not using all the aspect of learning this language is like reading and listening. We have to do lots of listening practice, and yeah, along with that speaking is really very important. And I think so far writing is also very important. It's necessary to develop all the things, to get used to all the sentence structures that we want to use while in a conversation, because while writing we get enough time to think about it. You make our mind to think more than that, that we don't get even while speaking. So it's a very nice way. We should try to use each and every method to learn this language. But I'm not a kind of person who likes writing. But yeah, reluctantly I write, not enough, but at least one page, not more than that. It's not my cup of tea of writing. But yeah, this year I will try to get used to this habit, because earlier I was not kind of a person who used to like to read a lot, but now I'm in the habit of reading. I like this thing, and it has helped me so far to enhance my communication skill. But you know what, why I wanted to take a session with you means it's been 1 week I was not taking sessions, as well as I was not practicing this language. So I was thinking like that I lost my command over this language, as well as now I'm nothing. But yeah,
No.
I because you are also belong to that community in which I am living. You also belong to a village, so I know you are the right person in order to enhance my level of, we can say, courage, as well as to encourage me. You would be the right person. So therefore, I won't just send you the message. And yeah, tell me sir
Yeah.
one thing. It's like after reaching at intermediate level. So what are the grammar topics on which we need to work?
Okay. So first of all, actually, you don't need to learn like you don't need to learn something extraordinary from like Shakespeare's English. What do we, is it Shakespeare, right? You don't have to learn from Shakespeare's English. Like you can start speaking fluently just using uh, the same English rules: present indefinite tense, present perfect tense, present continuous tense, the same thing. But you have to be able to make some unique sentences, nothing else. Yeah, you don't need to learn like something. There is no such thing as an advanced English grammar rules. Yeah, I mean there are some like conditional sentences, and there are many, but I think one can speak fluently by using
By
same.
using basic
Yes,
grammar rules.
yes.
And I think even if you want to sound like native speakers, or then you need to just get command over this language and get that fluency. We need to practice only. And even most of the time, in some cases, when a learner, when a kind of speaker, when she starts, when he or she starts using, inculcating that, just like advanced words or vocab, then obviously he would sound like native speakers, or we can say advanced learner.
Yeah, so actually to go from intermediate to fluent level, you have to improve your syntax skills. Syntax is the way we structure words in a sentence. So you have to improve that, not just grammar skills. And yeah, you're right. Actually, you are going to use the same grammar rules, but to sound more advanced and fluent, you have to be able to use advanced words appropriately.
Advanced.
So try to improve your vocabulary instead of uh, obsessing over learning something new like advanced grammar rules. So expand your
Actually, earlier
vocabulary.
um, I was not giving my time. I was not spending my time in learning grammar. But nowadays, I'm giving my time to some grammar as well, because I know that these days I am getting aware about what is noun, what is pronoun, how many types of noun are there, how many types of pronoun and pronouns are there, so that I would be able to understand each and everything in that particular sentence.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a very beneficial thing to learn grammar.
yeah, yeah. Of course, you must understand these basic rules to master this language. Actually, I think in this age of social media, we are learning languages in wrong ways. We have this wrong idea of we can become fluent in a language by just spending some time in our phone, by just watching some videos about language, like some watching some tips and tricks on how to become fluent. That's not true. You have to put
No,
hard work
it's
and
not that
effort into
much
it.
easy.
Yeah.
Actually, in my
And
perspective, it's not as easy as it is easy. We feel like that it's easy to say, it's not that much easy. It's really takes time to get that fluency, the level you are having, and the way you are speaking right now. You have spent lots of time in that. Even I also had conversation with some teachers, and some of them, they told me that I've spent 13 years, 13 or 14 years, and I've spent 10 years. And after spending that much time, now I'm here. And
yeah,
there's a name of a channel, English with Chandan sir. And Chandan sir, in one of his videos, he also told that I have been teaching for 20 years. And after spending my time with my students 20 years, now I have get all the knowledge regarding this language. Because when we are on the journey of learning as well as on the teaching, then we get so many things by the
Yeah,
journey of this teaching profession.
yeah, that's correct. So,
Yeah, teaching is also like just like learning.
influencer on social media, especially on YouTube, they have been imparting this wrong idea about improving our English speaking skills. They tend to make videos about become fluent in 1 month, become fluent in just 1 year,
No, 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 sir.
but it's a whole journey. You have to go through different levels, and you have to improve yourself in all the aspect of English, such as writing skills, speaking skills, listening skills, and your pronunciation, and so on. So it takes so much time. And the people who say I became fluent in 1 month or 2 months or even 3 months, I think they have wrong idea about fluency. They think being able to just talk about certain things, like being able to introduce yourself fluently, or being able to talk about like some basic things is fluency. It's not fluency. They don't even understand fluency. As a fluent English speaker, one has to be able to understand jokes, and one has to be able to, understand its English nuances. And like uh, when someone is fluent, uh, he he's like aware of everything about English. So it's not fluency when you say that I'm fluent because I'm able to talk about certain things. No, you are not fluent.
I think uh, speaking this language is different thing, but becoming an good communicator, it's different thing. I think in order to become a good communicator, a great speaker, we need to work on so many things.
Yeah,
But it's like here
it's
on this platform, especially on YouTube nowadays, so many ladies are there. They have been working on their channel as well as on their communication skill. But most of the time I have seen so many videos, most of the time they speak only on random things like about their household chores, about any kind of event, but they don't want to speak on particular topics. And most of the time when I try to connect with any of my co-learners, so most of the time I have been asked only one question: ma'am, tell me, how did you learn this language? And I was totally worn out of all those things. Means why anyone, all means each and every person just want to know about how did I learn this language. Even still I'm working on my communication skill, because the time when I started my journey 1 year ago, I had no knowledge, I can say. I was totally unaware about this thing, that what is English, what is how to speak this language. Somehow I got some courage and I started my journey. And within 1 year, I learned this much. But still, it's a very long journey. It's a very long journey. And I know
yeah,
that if I will keep learning this language, then of course, within 5 or 6 years, I will definitely become fluent in this language.
yeah. And you were saying there are a lot of YouTubers who say they are fluent, but they just talk about same thing again and again, like household chores and some basic topic. And if you put them on the spot, if you ask them something different, I think everyone is going to be
They just
freezed.
get stuck.
And yeah, and their minds are going to be, like totally, their mind their minds are going to go blank completely, because I have seen these kind of people. They claim to be fluent in English, but when they are put on the spot, and when they are asked something different out of syllabus, they are not able to speak. And when you don't have knowledge about certain topics, that doesn't mean you should not be able to talk about it. You can say something at least about it. But when I ask someone some question, they say, oh, I don't have any knowledge. But if one is fluent in English, he will definitely say something about a topic which he which he does not know about.